channel again, and this week's story is Mr. Seahorse by Eric Carle. So let's see what happened to the story, okay? Let's start. Look at the pages. Oh, look, there's so many seahorses. What happened? Oh, there's two seahorses. I wonder which one is the mommy and which one is the daddy. Let's start, okay? Mr. and Mrs. Seahorse drifted gently through the sea. Mrs. Seahorse began to wiggle and twist this way and that. Oh, so this is the mommy and that's the daddy. Let's see what happened while she's twisting, okay? It's time for me to lay my egg, she said. Can I help? Asked Mr. Seahorse. Oh, yes, thank you, said Mrs. Seahorse, and she laid her eggs into a pouch on Mr. Seahorse's belly. I will take good care of our eggs, said Mr. Seahorse. I promise. Let's see he can keep his promise. Let's see what happened. As Mr. Seahorse drifted gently through the sea, he passed right by a group of trumpetfish hidden in a patch of reeds. This is reed. Oh, I like this. It's so shiny. That's a trumpetfish. They do look like a trumpet. But before long, Mr. Seahorse met another fish. How are you, Mr. Stickleback? Asked Mr. Seahorse. Delighted, replied Mr. Stickleback. I just built a nest and right away Mrs. Stickleback laid her eggs into it. Now I am taking good care of them until they hatched. Keep up the good work, said Mr. Seahorse and swam on his way. Look at all the eggs right here. As Mr. Seahorse drifted gently through the sea, he passed right by a lionfish hidden behind a coral reef. Oh, look at these are the coral reef. And a lionfish. Oh, he does look like a lion. Look at all these claws that he has. Let's see what happened next, okay? But before long, Mr. Seahorse met another fish. How are you, Mr. Tilapia? Asked Mr. Seahorse. Mr. Tilapia couldn't answer. His mouth was full of eggs. Oh, I know, said Mr. Seahorse. Mrs. Tilapia laid her eggs. Now you are take good care of them until they hatched. Mr. Tilapia nodded his head. You must be very happy, said Mr. Seahorse, and swam on his way. Look at the eggs inside his mouth. As Mr. Seahorse drifted gently through the sea, he passed right by a pair of liftfish hidden among the seaweed. Ooh, look at all this seaweed. And that's a pair of liftfish. Ooh, they do look like a lift, huh? The color is green. But before long, Mr. Seahorse met another fish. How are you, Mr. Curtis? Asked Mr. Seahorse. Perfectly fine, replied Mr. Curtis. Mrs. Curtis laid her eggs and I have stuck them on my head. Now I am taking good care of them until they hatched. Oh, and it's on the head this time. You are doing a good job, said Mr. Seahorse and swam on his way. Let's see who he met next. As Mr. Seahorse drifted gently through the sea, he passed right by a stonefish hidden behind a rock. Oh, look at the stone. That's a stonefish. Let's see who he will see next. But before long, Mr. Seahorse met another fish. How are you, Mr. Pike? Asked Mr. Seahorse. Couldn't be better, replied Mr. Pike. Mrs. Pike laid her eggs along my belly. Now I am taking good care of them until they hatch. Oh, this time it's along the belly. You should feel proud of yourself, says Mr. Seahorse and swam on his way. But before long, Mr. Seahorse met another fish. How are you, Mr. Bullhead? Asked Mr. Seahorse. Tip-top, replied Mr. Bullhead. Mrs. Bullhead laid her eggs and the eggs hatched. Now I am babysitting. You are doing a fine job, said Mr. Seahorse and swam on his way. Oh, look at all these baby bullhead fish. The time had come for the seahorse babies to be born. Mr. Seahorse wiggled and twisted this way and that. At last, the baby tumbled from Mr. Seahorse's pouch and swam away. One baby turned around and tried to come back into the pouch. Oh no, said Mr. Seahorse. I do love you, but now you are ready to be on your own. Oh, so these are the baby seahorses that we see in the beginning of the first page. Oh, look at they swarm away. Dun, 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 dun. The end, the end. So I hope you enjoyed this story and thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye.